Greetings, friends, and any who might become friends. I just want to say I'm heartened to see that in terms of international troubles, people are still learning, how to do the math, and they are getting to the point of signaling that they're ready to use their skills to create quite the paper trail that others can obviate with what they call AI. I could get into all that, but that's for others to enjoy. There's a lot to enjoy. There's a lot of bad news for people who are saber-rattling about their skills or somebody else's. But I'm glad to see that some unexpected people are bolstering the campaign for relief, and in at least one part of the world, things have long been demanding sacrifices that involve sometimes even a melodramatic fall on one's own sword. I won't elaborate on just how popular that is or when it has been in vain. I don't want people to do that in vain. But there seems a possibility that some people are going to gently go on record in terms of their own government, in terms of their own prerogatives, in terms of recognizing a Palestinian state, with provisos, of course. Just exactly who has to fall on some sword in such a scenario is not something to dwell on. If that can be avoided, then fine. But if not, then once again, the world may see tremendous results as a result of the changing of leadership that can be brought about one way or another. Now that I'm talking about the leadership, there are some people who can explain the use of language, the people who've bothered to pay attention. And I leave it for the experts to see what's going on out there worldwide in terms of support for the Palestinians. There has been a tremendous outpouring, of people in the streets of major cities around the world, and some other places where that hasn't happened. There's nevertheless been a resurgence of making preparation to do some things, notwithstanding what others do, or what some say nevertheless. And the long arm of the United Nations is not very muscular. The United Nations is famous for being almost insufferably feeble in terms of brute force. But if indications are accurate, if they're perceived accurately, it may be that recognition of a problem for what it is, and recognition for the legitimate status of people in any predicament might change. Without recognition, basically you're saying you don't understand or do not recognize or cannot perceive that there's something to acknowledge as a reality. Nowadays, we don't have a reason to bestow status on a sovereign state, but we can recognize that a state is a reality to be perceived and treated as such, and not some sort of a group that we may or may not treat as a sovereign state. There are many ways to think of all of this, particularly to shake off those who are leaving a paper trail, you might say, or whatever trails modern technology offers, which indicate really a stubbornness or willfulness that isn't very respectable. I think it's time for people to say, we're on the verge of leaving some people behind, of recognizing a sovereign state, notwithstanding any who won't. That doesn't necessarily mean that a lot of brute force is to be used, but it does mean that a diminution of violence might follow recognition that has been withheld because of a lack of appreciation of a reality, such as what is a sovereign state. At least that's one way to think of it. But I can name, I'm not going to name, but there are about 6 countries, to one extent or another, who are talking publicly of what they think they ought to do. They understand there's blowback, and that's the main reason people haven't talked about it too much. But the more they talk about the reasonableness of some actions, the less blowback there might be. And that's good, There's some whose existence is almost always blowback, or they feel that they are twisting in the wind and not much else. And that can change. Well, anyway, that's a little over 8 minutes of my verbiage. Doesn't match what I expect others can offer, that's for sure. Well, have a good day. Here it is, just after midnight. It's the 10th of April. That makes this a Wednesday, just past midnight. Just beginning into the wee hours, and maybe that's par. And I've talked a little over 9 minutes. I sure do hope others will do far better with a few words that really could make a difference for people in the Middle East. And I'm glad to hear or read what I have that suggests that people are bound only by, the cost in terms of retribution. We know where that might come from unless people are resolute enough to prevent that. The blowback can be minimized. Take care. Bye for now.